Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Vada Sani from Economic Club Karachi. And again in today's economic news desk, we will be discussing number of national and international economic issues, and a part of that something more also. Let's start with local economic news. When we're talking about the Pakistan's economy, so we all know that Pakistan's economy is an agro-based economy, but still we are surviving through this. Majority of the population belongs to this you may say sector, this primary sector, specifically the agriculture, but the contribution to GDP is very low because do have poor reforms, and there is some challenges which is being faced by our farmer, our seed grower, and the people who are relevant to this, all stakeholders. But there is some good news in this manner that recently Pakistan, has secured, a tranche from IMF, and to act, they have to act on the certain conditions put forward by IMF, and one of the condition was about the deregulation of agro sector, specifically wheat. When we're talking about wheat, so right after the Russian-Ukrainian war, we have experienced that there was a strict shortage of wheat around the world because Ukraine was among the top exporters of wheat, or you may say the top grower of wheat right after the war. Specifically Europe, they got hit. If we talk about Pakistan, so we do have the same problem, although we are able basic on as I told you earlier, but we still have a number of problems in this regard. So I have suggested some deregulation for the wheat sector or for the wheat crops. Now Pakistan is taking this stance, and Pakistan's authority is decided to move towards the wheat deregulation, which has been mandated by IMF. There are certain aims and objective of these deregulations, and those are transparency, efficiency, and yes, some strategic reserve. And the reason for that is that in the past 2 years the world has experienced the massive wars and strict food conditions. So even to secure, now it has been become mandatory to for the nations to secure and save their food, as we have experienced current development in USA also. So same in the same manner, Pakistan has also decided to look at this stance also, and to look at this direction also, and they have started doing some reforms. Let's see that how they will turn out. On the other hand, when we are talking about the wheat market, or you may say the agriculture market, so right after the President Trump oath, the world has again experiencing some economical changes also, and some strict decisions they are there before the world, in which 25% maximum tax on as we all know that there are the geopolitical tensions around the world. And when we are talking about Pakistan and Pakistan's economy, so Pakistan used to export massive rice, and that was the major commodity, exporting commodity from Pakistan, because Pakistan's long aromatic basmati rice, they are very much famous all around the world, because Pakistan does offer the premium basmati quality. And in fact, what we experience right out Pakistan is that they are inches long basmati rice with you may say flavorful aroma. So one could thoroughly enjoy that. So when we are talking about Pakistan's basmati rice, so we have experienced that due to the geopolitical tensions, in specifically the trade routes in Red Sea, Pakistani rice exporters, they were facing challenges, and due to those challenges, there was some declination in exports, not only for Pakistan but also the other competitors or competing nations also. But due just by focusing on the strategic manners, Pakistani rice exporters, they had rerouted this logistic facility for rice, and then with this possibility they just grow uh, rice export by 19% in the first half of this year. And this is not only it is also expected by the exporter that this will grow, this export increment or in high export with the same percent or might be a bit more is expected in the next half of the year also. And this year, happily, Pakistan export 3.6 million ton of rice, valuing 1.87 billion US dollars. I think, which is very massive when we are comparing it with the last year, which was around 2.57 million ton. So rice exporters, they do have the high hopes that yes, they could increase this rice export even while having the challenges before them. But this is not only the challenge which has been faced by Pakistani rice exporter. We know about the all neighboring countries like India, like Bangladesh. They do also the premium quality basmati rice, and yes, might be there was an edge and cushion provided to Pakistan for their export when India had kept minimum export price cap on their rice. But now India has lifted this cap, and they have also lifted the export ban. The devaluation of Indian rupees also there. So these are some challenges which might be Pakistani exporters they could face, but they are very much confident that they say that we are competing with our extremely superior quality of rice. On the other hand, they have signed a pact of with Bangladesh of rice export, because the Pakistani rice are very famous in Bangladesh. And we could expect again a big hit within this term in the coming days. Pakistani rice exporters or growers, they have also appreciated the government effort, because they said that because they were provided their crops, they were provided with the sufficient water, favorable plantation facilities and conditions, and for sure government help was there. So that's why they made it possible to take their export to new high. But when we are talking about the suggestions, so they did put forward some suggestions like fixing or cycling the modernly equipped labs to for the experiment of new rice type, you may say new grain type. On the other hand, they also ask for the effective marketing strategies. And yes, they do believe that government must put forward some strict, or you may say on the other hand, on contrary, exporter favorable policy reforms, which will for sure help them to export more and bring more money to Pakistan. Yes, when we are talking about Economic Club Karachi, so how we could forget our factor of production like labor. When we're talking about our corporate sector, it's not only about Pakistan but all around the world. So yes, the manpower is considered as the most important stakeholder. But when we are talking about the Gen Z, so they are differing from the other type. Recent From the recent research, what we have picked is that the Gen Z, 40% of Gen Z, they are losing the mastery of communication, like cognitive development, like communication skills, and that is due to the influence of technology. And you may say because they are living in the hybrid era, and they are in a mixed condition. When we are talking about the Gen Z, so it's a generation which is between 90s and early 2010. Basically, the lacking which they do have is, as I talk about the cognitive development, they are lack with their hand connection, handwriting, because since they got forth, since their birth, they are having the touch screens before them. They are using keyboards, they are using mobile and different sort of gadgets for even work at school, for mails now, and even in their offices also. So they do lack with the writing skills. Basically, why the researchers, they are very much emphatic that they are losing 40% of them, they are having the communication challenges, because Gen Z, when they lack with their writing, when they lack with their communication, so writing basically provide a cushion for remarkable memory, cushion to make a connection, which this Gen Z is missing. And it's always said that if although this generation is, you may say, tech influence, or you may say they are influxed with technology. So if we want to make the most of them, so I think that there must be some system introduced now for them, so that they could equip with both of the techniques, and even they could develop with their cognitive development too. Drill, baby, drill. This is a slogan which is very much famous these days. This is the reason that these days the Brent is trading at 79. This is the second consecutive day that when the oil is at the bearish trend, and it is expected that it will prolong due to the announcement made by current US government, and import and export issues. So let's see, that is always we are always here to predict something, but our analysts, they have predicted this time that oil will be trading at the more bearish trend 2025. But if we will have something new for you, so do we will do bring that. On the other hand, when we are talking about gold, so this yellow metal is in demand, and this is because weak US dollar, we know, because of the US treasury yields, and we know this, that the tension around the world, which is gradually decreasing, but again the stakeholders, they are very much worried, so everyone is considering this yellow metal safe for investment. That is why it's trading as 2720 US dollar. So this is it for now.